Very important executive order, Unleashing Alaska's Extraordinary Resource Potential. And this is part of the continuation. There's a number of things that have already happened with Alaska that are moving forward. There's more to come, but big milestone today. In reversing this Biden era decision about the Ambler Road, this is a 211-mile long road that begins over 200 miles north of Fairbanks off the Hall Road that goes up to the North Slope. This road goes through an area where there's no roads. Ambler Mining District at the end of that has some of the richest mining deposits in all of America and in all of the world. And these are minerals that are absolutely essential to defense, to industry moving forward today. Just take copper alone. This is one of the richest copper locations in the country. And of course, today to build a data center, you can have tens of thousands of tons of copper required for that. Even a single family home today may have as much as 400 pounds of copper in a home. And we have, as a nation, in the past, had basically gotten out of the mineral in energy and mining area. President Trump, when he said drill baby drill, he also was mine baby mine. We've got to get back in the mining business. China controls 85 to 100% of all the mining and refining of the top 20 critical minerals. And in this mine area up there, we got copper, lead, zinc, gold, silver, gallium, germanium. So rich in all of the minerals that we need to win the AI arms race against China and to prosper as a country. And so, again, today this was history being made. When some of this was set aside in 1980 by Jimmy Carter, there was a special authority created for presidents to decide if there was a dispute. And so for the first time in history, a president is actually using that authority, President Trump, as he does, using his authority for the benefit of the American people. And the appeal came in from the state of Alaska asking that this road be built. Alaska's not a colony, they're a state. They have an opportunity to build roads like any other state. With this signing, President Trump, Alaska can go ahead and build this road. It'll be a toll road, not a public road. It's a toll road, so it'll be controlled in terms of traffic. It's a gravel road. It'll be sensitive to the environment. There'll be collaboration with the Native Alaskan corporations in terms of how it's built and how it's used, supporting the Alaskan Native tribes with subsistence hunting regulations on either side of this. But this opens up a wealth of resources. In addition, there's going to be an announcement made later today that is part of this announcement that the Department of War, the United States government, is making an investment in Trilogy Minerals. They're one of the companies that has mining claims in this area that is a remote wilderness right now. And again, making that investment so we can make sure that we're securing these critical mineral supplies and that ownership in that company will benefit the American people. With that, I'll kick it over to Chris Wright.
Thank you, Doug, and what a huge thank you to the President today. This is a tremendous achievement for the people of Alaska. We were in the North Slope of Alaska a few months ago celebrating energy development there. They want jobs and opportunity to develop the resources on their lands. This is another major step forward. We say energy is the lifeblood of society, the circulatory system. Minerals and metals, they're the skeletal infrastructure, the physical upholding of everything we do. Everywhere we walk and operate, your cameras, everything you hold are made out of metals and minerals. President Biden thought it was appropriate to offshore both of these industries outside of our country. That has not left us in a strong place. President Trump, in his first term, and even more strongly in his second term, is bringing those industries back to our country. America was a mining powerhouse for a long, long time, and our mining industry got squelched. Now we're seeing it come back to life. You saw the President's truth not long ago about a deal for lithium production in Nevada just a week or so ago. This will more than tenfold increase American lithium production. And this infrastructure, this mining road in the Ambler Mining District, will just have immense impact on future mining opportunities for our country's security and economic opportunities for the people of Alaska. Our critical minerals and mining expert within the administration is standing right next to me, David Copley. I'll see if he wants to add any words.
This is a really big deal for the American mining industry, and I think it shows the President's seriousness about getting this industry going and making sure we have the critical minerals we need for our defense industrial base and for our broader economy.
Thank you very much. And I think we want to get this going by a certain time, so I signed it, and Will, I'm going to give it to you, and you get it filed. And
Sir.
good job.
Thank you, sir.
It's a big job. Thank you very much. So we created a great deal of wealth for that part of the world and that part of our country by doing this long, very difficult road to build, and we'll be talking about that sometime later. But it's a great deal for our country. It's a great deal for the people of our country and for the taxpayers of our country. And if you have any questions on that, let me know, Steve.
When do you expect the road to be constructed? I mean, how quickly will that get underway?
Well, this road, as I said, industrial road, it'll have ownership. It'll likely be split between the state of Alaska, the federal government, and the Native Alaska corporations. We would expect that construction would begin next spring with planning throughout this winter. The 211-mile long road will be a gravel road with a solid design base to handle the weight of the trucks that are going in and out. This is typical design that far north. Because asphalt with a freeze-thaw cycle, very difficult with asphalt or concrete. So gravel, a fantastic gravel road is going to have the least impact on the environment, going to be the best suited purpose. Alaska's done this in the past with the Red Dog mine. They've built a toll road that again has ownership. The companies that use the road pay to transit that road. So this is an economic model used around the world in mining districts. We'll apply it right here. And again, it's going to generate revenue for the American people and for the citizens of Alaska as opposed to a cost.
And also 2 bridges. We're going to build 2 bridges that will be able to complete, and we'll get them up very quickly.
And how long to complete? I mean, 211 miles, that's a lot.
Yes, we'll get it done in less than a year.
It's going to come in three phases. The first road, as President Trump said, will go quickly, which is they call it a pilot road. We'll build a single lane gravel road through the full duration of it. That'll be then expanded to a second phase and then a third phase over time. But again, we want to get that pilot road built because then we can help get materials back to help the mine get started quickly as well.
Mr. President, there's negotiations happening with your team in Egypt right now over your proposed peace plan. It was reported by Axios over the weekend that you had a call with Prime Minister Netanyahu where you told him to stop being so negative and to take the win when it came to Hamas's response to that. Is that true? And
No, it's not true. He's been very positive. He's been very positive on the deal. Everybody is. I think every nation is. We have just about every nation working on this deal and trying to get it done. Something that you could say 3,000 years if you look at it in certain ways, or you could say centuries, but this is a deal that incredibly everyone just came together. They all came together. No, Israel's been great. They've all been good, Caitlin.
And in the negotiations, do you have any red lines in terms of Hamas disarming and whatnot? Are there any places you're willing to
If certain things aren't met, we're not going to do it. But I think we're doing very well, and I think Hamas has been agreeing to things that are very important.
Mr. President, on the government shutdown, Mr. President, if the vote today fails in the Senate, will that trigger layoffs?
It could. At some point it will. And, the Democrats are the ones that started this. And if you think about it, it's about health care to a large extent. It's about we want great health care for people. We don't want to give the money away to other people that come pouring into our country. And they've already poured it because nobody's coming into our country now. We have the border totally stopped. In fact, numbers we just announced again, we're at another 0. So we have 0 for 4 months in a row. 0 people coming into our country illegally. That's a pretty good number. I'm not sure even I can believe that, Doug, if you want to know the truth. 0. We went from millions of people to 0, but it's pretty close to that number. And the way you stop them is not to give away, not to announce that you're giving everybody free health care, free this and that. But what that does is it affects the American people because the American people are unable to get good health care. Obamacare has been a wreck, as you know, and to do that, we have to keep it propped up and do the best you can with it. It's a mess. But a lot of things are going on in that. We talk about Hamas, then we talk about negotiations that we have going on right now. We have a negotiation going on right now with the Democrats that could lead to very good things.
What kind of
And I'm talking about good things with regard to health care.
Are you speaking with Democratic leaders? What kind of negotiations?
Well, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. But we are speaking with the Democrats, and some very good things could happen with respect to health care.
Would you make a deal with them on the ACA subsidies?
If we made the right deal, I'd make a deal, sure.
So you would make it.
I mean, you have right now subsidies. You have subsidies. That's the problem with Obamacare. The subsidies are so much. It's billions and billions of dollars is being wasted. And we can have a much better health care than we have right now. And we're talking to them. I mean, I'm not saying that's going to happen because this has also been going on, not for 3,000 years, but it's been going on for a long time. But yeah, we're talking to the Democrats.
You would work to make a deal with them on.
I'd like to
Obamacare
see a
subsidies
deal made for
to
great
reopen
health care.
the-
Yeah,
to reopen
I
the-
want to see great health. I'm a Republican, but I want to see health care much more so than the
So,
Democrats.
Mr. President, on all of this, as you know, the American people are experiencing a lot of pain with any kind of government shutdown. And while you're dealing with Democrats and, of course, Republicans are standing their ground, what is your message directly to the American people who may encounter some of this pain and despair? How do you give them hope?
Well, up till now, there hasn't been a great deal of pain. There could be a great deal of pain, but up till now, there hasn't been. I will say this, just hang in there because I think a lot of good things are going to happen. That's all I can say. I mean, I think a lot of good things could happen, and that could also pertain to health care.
Mr.
Follow-up question.
I've seen a surge in attacks on ICE agents across the country, including the shooting in Dallas and over the weekend in Chicago. We saw 10 cars boxing in on ICE agents and another one ramming into an ICE vehicle.
Yeah.
We have heard Secretary Noem saying that some of these attackers are actually organized and they're planning to kill
Sure.
and ambush these officers.
Right.
What are the consequences for these
Very
individuals?
severe. We're going to have very severe. We're going to find out who's going after our federal agents. So when you look at Chicago, they've had probably 50 murders in the last 6 or 7 months, 8 months. Many, many people shot, like 30, 40, 50 people shot. Didn't die, but they've been shot. It's like a war zone. And then I listen to the governor and the mayor get up and say how they have it under control. They don't. It's probably worse than almost any city in the world. You could go to Afghanistan. You can go to a lot of different places, and they probably marvel at how much crime we have. Then you go to Memphis, where we are right now. Now, it's just like in Washington D.C. right now. You people know better than I do because you have to live right inside. And so many of the press have come to me. They've said, "I can't believe it. It's changed so much." We have a safe city in Washington. Memphis will very soon have a safe city. Chicago can be very, very safe. It's going to be very safe. But Chicago is going to be very safe. And you say, why is it that a governor wouldn't accept free help from regardless? I mean, whether it's National Guard or the military or anybody. I mean, if women raped and beaten and knocked to hell, and the same with men where they're being shot all over the place in large numbers. I mean, we had a week in Chicago where 11 people were murdered and 38 people were shot. And then we have a governor get up and say, oh, it's safe, we can handle it. He can't handle it. He's an incompetent guy. That's why they threw him out of the family business. They threw him out. I knew the family business very well. And they threw him out. And now he's a governor. And he should say, we'd love to have a safer place. Chicago's a great city potentially. You know, I told you, the head of the Union Pacific Railroad said, sir, save Chicago. It's a great city. It's going to be lost if you don't do it. We have no choice but to do this. And when judges give us rulings that, you know, you don't have to do it, Portland is on fire. Portland's been on fire for years. And not so much saving it. We have to save something else because I think that's all insurrection. I really think that's really criminal insurrection. So I appreciate the question. These are unsafe places. We're going to make them safe. So you see what's going on in Memphis. Not pretty, but you know what? We're doing a pretty job because it's going to be a very safe place in a little while. And the people of Memphis are so happy that we're there. And the people of Chicago. So you have black women with MAGA hats on in Chicago, all over the place. They want the guard to come in, or they don't care who comes in. They just want to be safe. And they really don't care. You know, there was one woman, and she was great today. She said, you know what? I don't care if it's the National Guard, the Army, the Marines, the Air Force. I don't care who comes in as long as we're safe. And that's the way most of the public feels. We're going to make Chicago really great again, and we're going to stop this crime. Then we're going to go to another one, and we're going to go city by city. We're going to have safe cities. And it was so great that we started with our nation's capital, one of the worst. I mean, so many people, every week somebody was killed. They come from Iowa, they come from Indiana, they want to see the Jefferson Memorial, the Lincoln Memorial. They want to see something and they'd get shot. And you'd call their parents, I'm sorry, but your son is dead. And they go, what do you mean he's dead? Came to Washington, D.C. Not anymore. That's not happening anymore. We have a safe place. We have a safe capital. It's as safe as we have probably almost just about in the country. And if you look back 6 months ago, 7 months ago, this was a death trap. You look back during the Biden, I mean, what they did, how badly they managed things. And almost all of these cities, most of these cities are Democrat run. And we don't care, Democrat, Republican, we're going to make them safe. So we have to save Chicago. It's very important. And you can't have a governor getting up and saying it's good when 11 people were shot over a weekend. What?
The Insurrection Act, under what conditions or terms would you?
Well, I'd do it if it was necessary. So far it hasn't been necessary, but we have an Insurrection Act for a reason. If I had to enact it, I'd do that. If people were being killed and courts were holding us up, or governors or mayors were holding us up, sure, I'd do that. I mean, I want to make sure that people aren't killed. We have to make sure that our cities are safe. And it's turning out, and we started with D.C., it's been so successful. Think of it. People wouldn't go to restaurants. The restaurants were closing. We were losing a lot of restaurants, as you all know. And now restaurants are opening and they're thriving. And I went 2 weeks ago and it was great. I'm going to go again. I felt very safe, very safe. Forgetting about guards and Secret Service, and I would have gone, it would have been very safe. D.C. is a great, and look at the cleanliness of D.C. Look at how it's clean. You don't have tents all over the place. We had parks where you couldn't even walk through the park. You had people from tents, and they were violent people. Some of these people were violent people. We have a great, safe capital again, and if you look at it in 6 months from now, it'll be the most beautiful anywhere in the world. It's being cleaned. The graffiti's all gone now. The tents are all gone. We have a capital that you can be proud of, but it'll only get better with time.
Mr. President, tomorrow is October 7th, the 2-year anniversary of the original Israeli attack. Do you expect a Gaza deal tomorrow, or any sort of hostage deal tomorrow?
I think we're going to have a deal. It's a hard thing for me to say that when for years and years they've been trying to have a deal with Gaza, but I mean, literally for centuries. Okay, if you really think about it. But we're going to have a Gaza deal, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
And what do you hearing from Mr. Witkoff about the talks?
Well, I'm the one that got the hostages back. Remember that, you know? I'm the one that.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, I got them back.
Israeli citizens are celebrating what you've accomplished in this deal. Should it come through, there will be a lot of celebration on the streets of Israel. The hostages' families, have they been in contact with you with regard to this deal that could happen? They're so
happy about it. It's like they can't breathe. One said, I can't breathe. You know, it's very sad because you have hostages and you have people that are no longer living. But the parents, and I've said this to you many times, the parents want the bodies of their boy back, the bodies of, you know, their loved one back. In most cases, they're young men, and they're dead. And there's probably 32 or so, about that number. Nobody knows exactly what the number is. They want that body back as much as if their son were alive. I've been with them. You know, many have come to the White House, to the Oval Office. I've been with many of the people that I got released. We have a fantastic group working on it. Steve Witkoff has been amazing. Jared, I have Jared. I took Jared out because Jared's a very, you don't find anybody more capable, and we have the A+ team working on it. I think we've made tremendous progress. And yeah, the people of Israel wanted to happen, but the people related to hostages, I mean, you see in Israel tens of thousands of people. They really want the hostages back, and they really want things to end. And I think Hamas now has been, all I can say is they've been fine. They've been fine. I hope it's going to continue that way. I think it will. I really think we're going to have a deal. We have a really good chance of making a deal, and it'll be a lasting deal. We want to have peace. This is beyond Gaza. Gaza's a big deal, but this is really peace in the Middle East. And the amazing thing is we have every Arab country, every Muslim country. We have every country surrounding. They all want. I spoke with President Erdogan of Turkey. He's fantastic. He's been pushing very hard. He's a very powerful guy, and he's been pushing very, very hard to get this deal done. And Hamas has a lot of respect for him. They have a lot of respect for Qatar. They have a lot of respect for UAE and Saudi Arabia. We have everybody is on our side to get this deal done. There's never been anything like it. Nobody's ever seen it. There's always been like 80% of them don't want something done. I think virtually we even had a signal, a very strong signal, as you know, from Iran. They'd like to see this done.
Mr.
Yes.
Mr. President, Governor Abbott offered up the Texas National Guard to you. Have you had any other conversations with other red state governors about?
They're willing to offer. Every one of them is willing to offer whatever we need. We thank Governor Abbott of Texas. Every one of the red state, as you call them, red state governors is willing to give whatever we need because they want our agents protected. You know, these ICE agents have a tough job. They have to go in and get, in many cases, stone-cold criminals, hardened criminals, long-time criminals. And every, essentially, Republican governor has offered up whatever we need. And some Democratic governors also. Daniel?
Yeah, Mr. President, thank you. A quick question on the subject of the order. The Biden administration, previously speaking, they shut down Alaska for business. You reversed that, you reversed it on day one, you opened it up, going after all the critical minerals. This mission of yours, and Secretary Burgum, Secretary White, to boost our own independent production of critical minerals, rare earths.
It's necessary,
Can you just talk
right?
about how important that is over the next 4 years, sir?
Well, it's very necessary. You know, in the past, we were able to go to other countries, buy whatever we want, but all of a sudden, if those countries are hostile, and by the way, China hasn't been. We've made deals with China. You know, they approved the TikTok deal. Everyone said you'd never get the TikTok deal approved. They approved it, and we have great people buying it. Big, strong American companies are buying it, the most prestigious companies there are, actually, and they're going to make sure everything's good. But President Xi was great. He approved it. So I'm not saying hostile, but it's good to have our own minerals. And, you know, we create a tremendous value by creating a road. We build a road that only we can do because we have the rights to do it, number one, and we have the power to do it. And so we build a road that's over 200 miles long through a very beautiful area of the world. Actually, it's incredible. When you look at it, it's incredible. But a rough area from the standpoint of building. So we get a road done. And with that, we unleash billions and billions of dollars of wealth. It's pretty amazing when you think of it. And it's wealth that we need if we're going to be the #1 country. You know, we're #1 now with AI. You probably read. We're beating everybody with AI at levels that nobody ever thought even possible. And one of the reasons we are is because of energy. So our grid is old and tired, like most grids are. They get old with time. I mean, you know, the older you are, the older the grid gets, right? But I've allowed the people building AI or other plants, other types of plants, but AI in particular, because they need so much electricity, I've allowed them to build their own power. And it's been amazing. They're building massive plants, and with the plant, they're building their own electricity. They've become a utility in a sense. I said, maybe you'll do better with the utility than you do with the AI. I don't know. But we're letting them build their own electricity. So we don't have to worry about the grid. We don't have to worry about anything. And they're going to build it in such a way that if they have excess capacity, they're going to put it back into the grid. It's pretty amazing. So when they build, we're giving them permits to build their own electric power plants, and it's incredible when you see what they're doing. And because of that and other things that we're doing, we're leading every country. Nobody's even close to us with AI. And AI seems to be the big thing. I don't know. I can't tell you that. There are a lot of people building, and a lot of people have high stock prices because of AI. So a lot of people think it's great stuff. And I think it's great stuff. I look at it, it's amazing what it can do. In terms of medical, in terms of knowledge, it's basically information, and information at a level that nobody thought possible before. So we'll see. But they're building plants where you saw the one overlay that I did where, in this case it's Meta, one of their plants is essentially the size, almost the size of Manhattan. And that's a building, you know, it's a building that covers Manhattan. So it's big stuff. And Nobody's even close to us. We're leading AI by so much.
Mr.
President,
President,
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Since the start of your administration, we've seen a lot more Americans wanting to join ICE. And as we're seeing more attacks on them right now, what's your message to rank and file ICE agents who are trying to do their jobs but are facing 1,000% increase in attacks?
I love your questions, you know. I like you. So who are you with?
I'm with NTD.
Very
I was
good.
the one who got mugged.
You were the one, that's what I thought. You got mugged. You're not getting mugged anymore. She was really, you're lucky to be with us with that deal that happened. I know all about that. Not anymore, though. You feel a different world out there, right?
Totally. You're safe with the baby nowadays.
Oh, good. Well, you're safe now. Nobody's going to be hurting you in any way.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you very much.
Mr. President, on the Supreme Court today,
Thank you. So the bottom line on your question, we're just going to make things real safe. We're going to have a country that you can be proud of, not a country that you read about every day where somebody gets mugged from behind or hit over the head with a baseball bat. Those people aren't with us any longer. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. On today's call with Lula from Brazil,
Yeah.
are you considering lowering tariffs after the call?
Well, I had a great talk with the president of Brazil. He was a good man. I met him actually at the United Nations. I was going up to make a speech and I didn't have a teleprompter. I was walking up to my teleprompter. I said, I don't have a teleprompter. But just before that, I met with President Lula and I found him to be very good. I mean, we had a very good talk for about, 2 minutes. And then I went up to make a speech, and I was surprised to see, how would you like that one, Doug? I've got every leader in the world sitting out there. My teleprompter isn't on. You know why, Daniel? Because it was a rigged deal. But fortunately, I made a better speech than I would have if I read it off a teleprompter, which is pretty easy to do. So it was quite a day. That was a big day. But we met, and we liked each other. And, we had a great conversation. We'll start doing business.
And are you considering traveling to Brazil for COP30?
At some point, I would, and he's going to come here. We talked about that.
And a follow-up question on Israel. Israel government has been arresting and deporting activists that were traveling to Gaza. Today, Greta Thunberg, for instance, also some...
Well, she's just a troublemaker, I mean, she's no longer into the environment, now she's into this. She's a troublemaker. She has an anger management problem. I think she should see a doctor. She needs anger. If you ever watch her, she's a young person. She's so angry. She's so crazy. Now you can have her. She's just a troublemaker. Yeah, please.
The Supreme Court is back in its term today, Mr. President.
Say it.
The Supreme Court is back in session. They rejected today an appeal by Ghislaine Maxwell to overturn her conviction. That means her only chance at getting out of prison is a pardon from you. Is that something you're open to?
Who are we talking about?
Ghislaine Maxwell.
I haven't heard the name in so long. I can say this, that I'd have to take a look at it. I would have to take a look. Did they reject that?
She wanted to appeal her conviction.
And what happened?
They said that they were not going to hear her appeal.
I see. Well, I'll take a look at it.
considering
I will speak to the DOJ. I wouldn't consider it or not consider it. I don't know anything about it. So, but I'll speak. I will speak to the DOJ.
Why would she be a candidate for clemency, sir?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to speak to the DOJ. I'll look at it. I have a lot of people who have asked me for pardons. I call him Puff Daddy has asked me for a pardon.
But she was convicted of child sex trafficking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to take a look at it. I'd have to ask DOJ. I didn't know they rejected it. I didn't know she was even asking for it, frankly. Steve?
Have you made a decision on whether to supply Tomahawk missiles to Ukraine or sell them to NATO and let them sell them to Ukraine?
Yeah, I've sort of made a decision, pretty much.
share it with us,
If you consider, I think I want to find out what they're doing with them.
Yes.
Where are they sending them? I guess I'd have to ask that question. That war should never have started. Would have never started. Such bad judgment was used there. I think on both sides, by the way. But nobody looks good with the war with Russia and Ukraine. Nobody. That's been a horrible. This week they lost over 7,000 soldiers between the two of them.
And those missiles,
This is every week they're losing 7,000, 8,000, 5,000.
they have a range of like 1,500 miles or something, and so they'd be able to.
No, I know. No, I would ask some questions. I want to see what's. I'm not looking to see escalation.
Yes. And tomorrow you're meeting with the Canadian Prime Minister. What's on the agenda for that?
Well, I guess he's going to ask about tariffs because a lot of companies from Canada are moving into the United States. Everybody's moving back into the U.S. and he's probably going to be asking about tariffs. they're losing a lot of companies in Canada. They're coming into they left here. They left here 20 years ago when presidents that sat right at this desk weren't doing their job properly. They were probably good politicians, but they weren't good at business, and they allowed these companies to leave. And all they had to do is do what I'm doing right now. And, you know, I'm not saying it's the easiest thing to do, but it is. It's effective. We're a rich country again. We're a powerful country because, you know, I've ended 7 wars. At least half of them was because of my ability at trade and because of tariffs. If I didn't have tariffs to throw around a little bit, you would have at least 4 wars raging right now with thousands of people a day being killed that aren't happening. We've settled. You know, we settled 7. We're getting close to settling 8. That would be a big one. And that's something that could happen. But so I think he's coming probably to talk about tariffs because a lot of companies are leaving Canada to come into the U.S. And they're leaving Mexico. And by the way, they're leaving China. They're leaving all over the world to come into the U.S.
And would you
Nobody's actually seen anything like it.
Would you shift your position on tariffs in response to whatever you
Well,
said
I mean,
tomorrow?
look, my positions turned out to, everybody said I'm right. They find billions of dollars that they didn't even know they had. Recently, they said they found billions of dollars, and they couldn't understand. I said, check the tariff shelf. And they come in the next hour, and they said, sir, you're right. It was from the tariffs. We're a rich, really rich country again. But more importantly, maybe influence. If I didn't have the power of tariffs, you would have at least 4 of the 7 wars raging. I use tariffs to stop wars. If you look at India and Pakistan, they were ready to go at it. 7 planes we shot down. They were ready to go at it. And they're nuclear powers. And I don't want to say exactly what I said, but what I said was very effective. They stopped. And that was based on tariffs. It was based on trade. Tariffs are very important for the United States. We are a peacekeeper because of tariffs. Not only do we make, you know, hundreds of billions of dollars, but we're a peacekeeper because of tariffs.
On the shutdown, Mr. President, the shutdown that occurred during your first term lasted 35 days.
Yeah.
How long do you expect this shutdown to go?
Well, you don't know. Look, I can say this, that it would have not happened except for the Democrats. The Democrats are very foolish. They've lost their way. And we have a new thing now when you look at, it's called crime. It's called absolute, as Biden would say, well, I won't say what he would have said. Remember what he said? It's a 3-letter word, no. Remember that one? Everybody saying, what was that all about? He probably meant exclamation point or something after the word. But this is a 5-letter word, crime, C-R-I-M-E. And we want to put it out and are putting it out, and they don't. They don't seem to care about it, but they do care. I believe that Pritzker and this mayor of Chicago that like to say about they don't have it under control. Not only is it not under control, it's the opposite. And I believe they're afraid, they're scared for their lives. I believe that the Portland people are scared. You look at what's happened with Portland over the years, it's a burning hellhole. And then you have a judge that lost her way, that tries to pretend that like there's no problem. Actually, she's not even saying that. There's a huge problem in Portland. I'll tell you what the problem is, crime. Okay, crime. There's a huge problem in Chicago. It's called crime. And we want to put out the crime, and they want to inflame the crime. And why they want to, I don't know. But it could be that Pritzker is scared for his life. Yeah.
You place that judge on the UN. Do you have an update on the investigation into what happened to you at the UN last month? And also, what's your message to Americans who are concerned about your and your family's safety as you're very out in the public attending?
Yeah, I am out there. There's no question about it. Well, at the UN, we had a problem with the teleprompter. We had another problem that nobody has actually talked about. The people in the room didn't hear my speech. Did you know that? The people in the room, they didn't have any loudspeakers, and they didn't hear my speech. And I thought I made a really good speech. I mean, considering I didn't have the use of teleprompter, which is unusual. But I made a speech. I could have walked off the stage. I guess most people, Doug, I think most people would have just said, we'll see you in about a half an hour, right? But, you know, they obviously turned off I think they turned off the teleprompter. But there was a reason that it didn't work. I actually know the reason. They didn't let the teleprompter person into the room, okay, which is essentially the same thing. So I made a speech. It turned out to be a very good speech, got good reviews. I went out to the audience after the speech. I saw my wife. I said, how good was that speech? Was that unbelievable or what? She said, I didn't hear a word you said. I said, what do you mean? She was sitting in the front. I said, what do you mean? She said, you couldn't hear anything that you said. The speakers were turned off. So I think that's pretty bad stuff, right? You know, especially since we support most of the United Nations. And yet I still want to keep it in New York, because I think the United Nations has tremendous potential. If properly run, the United States has tremendous potential. But think of this. I settled 7 wars. I never spoke to the United Nations about it, not one of them. You look at, and those were wars that were raging a long time, and in many cases. And I settled 7. I never heard from the United. They didn't help me. They should be able to settle the wars. I shouldn't have to be settling the wars. Yeah, please.
I think last week you signed the security guarantees for Qatar.
Yeah.
Do you see any role for the Senate in that? Do they have to vote on that, or do you think?
Well, I wouldn't mind if they did. If they want to, they'd let me know. Nobody said that, but you know, Qatar has been very, very helpful to us in this process, and I think you'll find that. I think maybe the most influential, that very influential, very strong. With Hamas, they're very strong, and Turkey's likewise been helpful. I mean, honestly, UAE, Saudi Arabia, everybody's been helpful. I just spoke today with the King of Jordan, and he's been terrific too. I can't think of any country that's been negative about this. This is why it should happen. I mean, everybody wants it to happen. And usually when everybody, including, I think, Hamas, and when they want it to happen, it's going to happen.
James Comey is being arraigned on Wednesday,
Yeah.
obviously after his indictment. Are you worried that your own statements calling for his prosecution could help him actually in his defense of this case?
No, I think he's a crooked guy. He's a dirty cop. Comey, I think he's a dirty cop. He's recognized by many people to be a dirty cop and a dishonest guy. So all I have to do is, I mean, I have nothing to do with the case. I just say,
But you
good
called
luck.
him Bondi to prosecute him and oppose
No, I don't call anybody. You know what? I'm allowed to do that if I wanted to do that. But Comey's a crooked guy. He has been for years. And he got caught. Look, he lied. This is just a simple case. He totally lied. And then he confirmed the lie on, I guess, numerous occasions, or at least one occasion. He confirmed the lie. He said, that's what I said, and I stand by it. And, you know, I mean, the guy, and he didn't say, to the best of my knowledge. He didn't say, well, I don't remember. He made a very definitive statement and a very important statement concerning him. And he got caught in an outright lie. And that's why a group of people, it wasn't me that voted, they voted to indict him. But he's a crooked guy, in my opinion, and we'll find out. The court's going to determine that in a little while, I guess, yeah.
President, do you expect to announce farm relief this week?
Yeah, I'm going to do some farm stuff this weekend.
This,
You have a
Justice
member
Yeah,
of the
please.
Navy yesterday celebrating
It was
their
unbelievable.
250th. Can you talk about that? And as we get closer to America's 250th, you've initiated a prayer initiative as well.
Yeah.
Talk to me about both of those events and why they're so important, particularly the prayer initiative going forward to the.
Well, we have, and we're dealing, as you know, with all of the different, and not just evangelicals, Christians. We're dealing with lots of different faiths, religions, and I've felt for a long time that, you know, if a country doesn't have religion, doesn't have faith, doesn't have God, it's going to be very hard to be a good country. You know, there's no reason to be good. I want to be good because you want to prove to God that you're good, so you go to that next step, right? So that's very important to me. I think it's really very important. And yesterday was what they're able to do. So we saw something that was great, and you saw the spirit, because we had for a couple of thousand, I think they had probably 22,000, largely sailors, all dressed in the most beautiful white. There wasn't a spot on any of those uniforms. I looked at them, it was just a wave of white, and it was a great crowd and great reception. So, you know, getting back to a very important question that was asked, when
my car while I was in jail, they came out here and broke all my windows, broke my mirrors, broke my lights. This is what they do. This is what they do. I fucking knew this was gonna happen. I fucking knew it. It's a piece of shit car, but it's still my car. It's how I get to work. I swear to God, these people are fucking scum of the earth. Scum of the earth. I'm so glad I knocked that piece of shit out. It's worth it to me. I'm over this car anyways. I need a new one. I gotta drive this fucker home now. What they did to my car while I was in jail. They came out here and broke all my windows, broke my mirrors, broke my lights.
Now we have record levels of people wanting to be in. Every force is filled. We have waiting lists to get into the Marines, to the Army, to the Navy, to the Air Force. We have Coast Guard. We have waiting lists to get in. It's amazing, actually, what's happened. We have a country it was a dead country, and I say it all the time. We had a dead country 1 year ago. Now we have the hottest country anywhere in the world. And it's nice to see you. I've watched you for years on television, so it's nice to meet you. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you, press. Thank you, press. Let's go. Thanks, guys. Thank you, guys. Thanks, guys.
Howard, who follows the crowd.
Dang, interesting. Thank you for your generous donation, though.
I know, it's new to you. The ice melts. I'm like, wow. Man, I think EOD even knows that, and he's from Kentucky. Come on now.
I hope he gets diarrhea the rest of his
Super chatted $20. When you get beer, pick up a vape.
Oh, maybe. I'll see if they have any. They might not have any down here. Yeah, I will. That's a good idea. Thank you, Teresa. Yeah, I'm out early because I heard there was supposed to be possibly a encampment set up, but I'm not 100% sure of the location. So I thought I'd come and check it out.
Hands up, double hands up, feet and hands, children. Just because they're brown.
No, it's not Officer Tatum. That'd be wild if it was down here, though. Oh, okay. I'm early then.
Chatty super chatted $20. Hope this helps toward lunch. Smiley face.
Hey, Will. Thank you, Chatty. Holy shucks. Are you missing my super chats or ignoring me? No, I'm not ignoring you. I'm sorry if I missed them. I didn't mean to. Thank you for your generosity, Macy and Kim. And G, what's the dude calling you Antifa? I don't know, dude. You know people are nuts. Thank you for the cash out. I don't mean to miss anyone's super chats, and I do apologize if I did. It's just sometimes I'm doing stuff I can't see everything that's going on in my chat. So I'm busy trying to keep myself safe. Yeah, from Bill Piva.
Super chatted $5. They put back to 7 p.m.
Oh, man.
They forgot Patriots have jobs, haha.
7 p.m. Oh no, I'm here. We're gonna go grab some lunch then, shouldn't we? Let's go grab some lunch maybe. Tommy's channel, someone will put it in the chat for you.
Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby.
Oh, it's very nice of you to say, oh, Hookery. I appreciate you. Thank you for the kind words. We're gonna go get some food now, so I don't know if you want to watch that, but you're more than welcome to.
Such a war zone. 99% of you idiots don't shit. These are all LARPers. I just got back from working a trauma job overseas. Portland is a joke. Y'all don't know real violence.
You tell him, Jaya.
Floor laughing, rolling on the floor, laughing, rolling on the floor.
Jaya knows, bro. Jaya's a freaking real one. I'll be back, brother.
So you come back here. Somebody came back to the ICE building there, back to work. And then to a socialist country. Yeah, that'd be nice, yeah. Yeah, there's some MAGA people in the chat there. Thank you guys. I'm guessing, without looking, I'm guessing we're probably at 300 likes. If I'm wrong, Mr. Bill will show up here if I'm way off. How many likes are we at, moderators? Yelling and screaming here again. Where's was? America. Let's get some flags in the chat. I haven't asked for flags in the chat. Whenever you hear something stupid coming from the other side or whatever, you guys can put flags in the chat. Preferably American flags, you know. Hey, if you're trolling or whatever, you can put rainbow flags or whatever, but there's the flags I'm looking for. There we go. Somebody. That way, at least I know who's paying attention, who's not paying attention, okay? There's some flags, there's some likes. There we go, there we go, there we go. It's cool to see Portland Andy. Long time no see him. Yeah. What else are we up to, guys? I wonder if I could play, I could play some music on here, but I was going to do some dancing, but they're supposed to bring up a tent or something like that, or over here and some music for me or whatever. So I was going to do some dancing to God Bless the USA and things like that, but see, this area of Portland, not so nice. That area of Portland, closer to the waterfront, way over there, that's a lot nicer. And the area next to the Justice Center, also not so nice. It's kind of weird. Next to federal buildings, it doesn't look so nice. Except for you go to DC nowadays. For some reason, it looks a lot nicer in DC when you're next to federal buildings. Why is that? Yeah, somebody decided to clean up the area around federal buildings. Yeah, that's what needs to happen. We need like a federal cleanup crew. Federal needs to federalize the garbage service, so that you can kind of clean up the garbage in towns and things like that. So whenever there's a garbage area that needs cleaned up, like the area over there, then you can just send in the federal garbage service. What do you think? I think that I don't like too much government myself, but that would be one government program I could get behind. Make it part of AmeriCorps or something like that. I think that would make sense. I'm guessing by what's his name's suggestion, that Speak the Truth guy. What's his name? Matt, I think. I haven't met him yet. I think I saw him here a little while ago, though. But anyway, he suggested that conservatives and patriots put up a tent right around there last night and everything. And I'm thinking quite a few people are going to come down here to help him put up that tent right there, since Portland police are allowing them, those guys on the other side, to have had tents up over there for the past 3 months. So they're basically, it's kind of a controlled move. So it forced the police to say, okay, you guys can no longer have tents, because if I allow you to have tents, then that means I allow the right-wingers to have tents. And as the Portland mayor and everything, they don't like to see right-wing tents. They only like to see left-wing tents. So I'm not sure what the difference is. I think the left-wing tents are blue and rainbow colored. The right-wing tents are red, white, and blue, and have eagles on them and things like that. I think that's the difference in the tents.
Came out and spoke against trying to make some change and get better gun safety laws in Minnesota. And the vile comments that I read were just completely unacceptable, and didn't seem like anything that had any place in Minnesota, in humanity, frankly. So I just want to encourage people to keep doing what they're doing and keep fighting through all of that, because it's awful. I've never seen anything like it. And these tragedies, I feel, need to bring out the best in us, and unfortunately, we're at a time in our country where it seems to bring out the worst. So with that, I'm Mayor Ted Kozlowski. I want to thank everybody for coming out this afternoon. As the mayor, your first job, as any mayor, is public safety. It's always been a priority of mine. It's always the top priority. It's not a political thing. I'm not a political officer. I don't have a letter next to my name. It can't be political. And I'm proud that we've got the best public safety people in the state, certainly the metro. And it's something I'm also very proud of, is our public safety team here in Stillwater. And it's one of those things that I absolutely love about living in Stillwater, is the fact that I feel safe here. It's a big part of our community, and I think why a lot of us call it home. When I was first elected, over a decade ago at this point, the idea of a mass shooting happening in Stillwater was really very far from my mind. I did not think that was something that could happen here. 10 years ago, I was dropping my kids off, they're here today, at Stonebridge Elementary, where I also attended school. And it never crossed my mind that I'd have to worry about my kids being safe, or anything but safe. I was more worried, considering the type of student I was frankly more worried for their teachers than of anybody's safety. But they turned out amazing. They were great students. But since I've dropped my kids off over a decade ago, there have been literally hundreds of mass shootings across our country. And now, unfortunately, in our own state, in our own metro. And it's getting closer to home. When I used to think it wouldn't happen here, it's starting to feel more like when versus if. And frankly, that's just not something I can live with. So, my heart obviously broke for the Annunciation community and the friends and families of the victims. I never want to be in the position of my friend, Mayor Fry, and having to speak with the grieved families after such a tragedy. But unfortunately, that's no longer unimaginable for me. We have to act. We have to keep our kids safe. It should be obvious. It shouldn't be political. I also want to be honest with everyone here today. I'm a gun owner. We have handguns, shotguns, and rifles at our house for sport and protection. I respect the Second Amendment. But with those rights also comes responsibility. And I think it's responsible and absolutely necessary to have a conversation about these types of guns and capacity and what place they have in our society. Under current Minnesota law, cities like Stillwater can't ban guns in any public places. Think about where we're standing now. Right now, it's perfectly legal for someone to sit on that swing with an AR-15 or a 30-06 slung over their shoulder, so long as they have a permit to carry. This also applies to Teddy Bear Park. It applies to our library. It applies to our rec center. It applies to our hockey rinks. If someone can please explain to me why it's legal to have an AR-15 at Teddy Bear Park, I'm all ears, because it doesn't make any sense. It just simply has no place in Stillwater. Sorry. Further, as a community, we don't have the authority to even have a local conversation and make our own decisions on whether or not we want people marching down Main Street with AR-15s. If you remember, we had a demonstration a couple years ago, and people carried AR-15s down Main Street in Stillwater. We've got to figure out a way. We need the authority. I'm asking the state legislature and the governor to give the cities the authority to ban these guns and have these conversations locally where we can make the decisions on where we want these things. As a business owner, as a property owner, I can decide if I want guns in my business. But as a mayor and a council and a community, we can't say we don't want AR-15s at Teddy Bear Park. It seems just absolutely idiotic to me. The good news is for all of us is that we've had these conversations in our country before. In the aftermath of the violence during the Prohibition era, the Congress passed the National Firearms Safety Act, which regulated automatic weapons like the Thompson submachine gun or the Tommy gun. It also regulated suppressors or silencers. And these regulations have been largely upheld by our courts and also accepted by many gun enthusiasts and gun rights advocates. While we don't ban these types of firearms, we strongly regulate them, and I believe these regulations also respect Second Amendment rights. It makes it much harder to get these types of weapons, and that's what we're talking about. It's just way too easy to get these things. Without an outright ban, this is where we need to start. In order to affect change, we need to have some gun rights advocates on board and be part of this process. I'm calling on responsible Minnesota gun owners to be part of this process. These types of weapons, along with the capacity, simply make it far too easy for inexperienced shooters to create mass casualties, and they need to be regulated. In November of 1993, the federal assault weapons ban passed the U.S. Senate in a 95-4 vote. I don't think we've had a vote that unanimous in the U.S. Senate since Amy Klobuchar helped get that bridge passed. And frankly, it's sad, but I can't imagine the U.S. Senate ever coming that close to anything unanimous today. But just back in 1993, they were able to do that. It passed the U.S. House in 1994, and Presidents Ford, Carter, and Reagan all urged House members to support the bill. The ban included high-capacity magazines. The 94 federal assault weapons ban was prompted by a January 1989 mass shooting, I think I was probably in 6th grade at that time, at Cleveland Elementary School in Stockton, California. 2 6-year-olds, 2 8-year-olds, and a 9-year-old were killed. 29 more students and 1 teacher were shot. A gunman walked into the school campus shooting while 300 first, second, and third graders were playing during their lunch period. The 24-year-old was armed with an AKS rifle. It's basically an AK-47 with a collapsible stock. Fired more than 100 rounds in a minute before ultimately shooting himself. And at that time, California responded to the violent tragedy with the Assault Weapons Control Act of 1989. It was the first legislative restriction on assault weapons in our country, and it served as a model for the 94 federal assault weapons ban 5 years later. The Annunciation shooter that killed Fletcher and Harper and injured 18 more children and 3 adults had 3 weapons, AR-15, a 12-gauge, and a 9mm handgun, and 10 high-capacity magazines. The shooter was able to fire 116 rounds, 3 shotgun rounds, in less than 2 minutes. This absolutely has to stop. It's simply too easy for people with terrible intentions to access weapons that cause mass casualties. There has to be a way to make it harder for people to acquire these weapons while respecting our Second Amendment. We've done it before. We can absolutely do this again, and I've always held my fellow Minnesotans in a very high regard. We're a smart state. We're a reasonable state. We're a hard-working state. Right here in Stillwater, Ryan will tell you, we invented the pop-up electric toaster. We're the land of 3M, Medtronic, Prince, Bob Dylan, right? We've got many reasonable and responsible gun owners and people. I have to believe we can do something in Minnesota that can be the model for the rest of our country. It's time for our state legislature to have some reasonable conversations about these types of weapons and the capacity and where they fit within our society. We also need to talk about education around gun ownership and gun safety, mental health resources, school safety, and anything else we can do to keep our kids safe. I'm asking to leave it all on the table and not to quit. You don't need to, we absolutely need to do this now. We owe it to our kids and our community. Thank you all so much.
Good evening. I'm Deb Simsick, and I'm a kindergarten teacher here in Stillwater. Every day I get to go teach a room full of bright-eyed, curious, innocent children who trust that our classrooms are safe for them to live in and work in, a place to learn, a place to laugh, a place to grow. But the truth is that sense of safety has been shattered. Gun violence just doesn't make headlines. It shapes how we live, how I teach, and how we all think. It's why we practice lockdown drills with 5-year-olds who should be practicing their ABCs. This is not the job I signed up for, to shield kids from bullets. But it's become our reality, and it's really unacceptable. My job's supposed to be teaching kids to read and write, to be kind humans, and to love learning. Instead, we spend our time on standard response protocols drills. I look at my students crouched on the floor in a dark closet, and I think this is not what kids in America should have to do. Last week, during our first safety discussion, my class comes up with a list of animals that we could potentially pretend is what's trying to get to us. So last week, they decided it was a tiger. And one of the kids assured us tigers could not live in Minnesota, but we said, let's just pretend anyway. So we pretend there's a tiger out on the playground, so we have to stay safe in the building. And then somehow the tiger got in the building, now we have to stay safe because he thinks kids are delicious. So that way I can protect him just a teeny bit longer and don't have to tell him why we're really hiding, why we're really protecting, what we're really practicing for. Sorry. I'm a paddleboard owner, and this will come back around. I paddleboard in Minnesota. And every other year, I have to pay a fee, and I have to register my paddleboards. My husband does not have to register his guns. Minnesota knows I own 3 paddleboards. They have no idea our family owns guns. That needs to change. I am not a policy expert. I am not here to offer solutions. That's not my wheelhouse. My wheelhouse is loving and teaching children. But I am here as someone who deeply loves kids and believe our kids deserve better. We need our leaders to take action. This isn't about taking anybody's rights away. It is about protecting the most basic right of all, the right of every one of my kids to go home after school, the right of a teacher to do her job without fear, and the right of every family in our community to live in peace. So today I'm asking, as a parent, a teacher, a human being, for our leaders to finally act with courage. At the very least, require the same for guns that you require from me as a paddleboard owner. Because our kids need it to happen now. Thank you.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you today. My name is Ryan Collins. I wear a lot of hats in the community. I'm a husband, I'm a father, an educator, and a council member here in Stillwater. I'm tired, but it's not because I was teaching middle school history to 12 and 13-year-olds today. I'm tired about gun violence. In my 25 years as a middle school history teacher, I've become familiar with Sandy Hook, Uvalde, Parkland, and closer to home, Red Lake, Rocori, and now Annunciation. As a parent, you send your most precious gift, your children, to school, believing they will be safe. As an educator, you report to school knowing that you have a job to do, to teach children. But over the years, we now worry about the safety of children that are in our care. We worry about what if gun violence comes to our community and to our school. We practice lockdown drills, something I never imagined having to do when I was in school. That all changed with Columbine. Educators across this state are tired of this. Parents are tired of this, and students are tired of this. At what point do we, the people, demand changes? When is enough enough? When do we get more than thoughts and prayers? When an event such as Annunciation happens practically in your backyard, the time has come. What purpose do assault weapons and high-capacity magazines serve? They were made for the military. No civilian needs weapons of this style. I have no issue with people who own shotguns for hunting or for sport, but I've always felt that assault weapons do not belong in the hands of your general population. As the council member for the 1st Ward, I have 5 schools within the boundary that I represent, and no fewer than 4 churches. When people go to school or church, they want to not only feel safe, but they want to be safe. The safety of children in schools should never have become politicized. Never. As elected officials, our job is to look out for the health, safety, and well-being of those we serve. 2 weeks ago, I was teaching my students about the Constitution and the idea of compromise. After all, it was during the Constitutional Convention of 1787 that the framers needed to work together to compromise to help this nation move forward. It is time for our state legislature to do the same. It's time to work together, to compromise and do what you can to help our communities safe all across the great state of Minnesota. These were weapons that were created for war, not civilians. Assault weapons are designed to inflict as much damage as possible in the shortest amount of time. When the framers of the Constitution added the Second Amendment to the Bill of Rights, never would have they imagined weapons like this. In their day, if you were a highly skilled soldier, you could get off 3 shots in 1 minute. Today, that is no longer the case. At Annunciation, the shooter got off 116 rounds from an assault weapon in under 2 minutes, killing 2 students, injuring 18 others, as well as 3 adults, and forever changing the lives of countless individuals. While we have a right as a society to bear arms, there are certain arms that have no place in a civilized society. To my fellow educators, thank you for doing everything you do in and day out to keep our students safe with the resources we currently have. Could we use additional help with school safety and mental health of our students? Absolutely. To the students who enter our classrooms every day, you mean more to us than you will ever know. You have the right to feel safe and be safe in school. I'm sorry that you have to hear stories about school shootings which increase your anxiety. I know that every time you hear someone pop a chip bag or a loud bang, your heart stops for a moment and your anxiety skyrockets. I'm sorry that you have grown up in a world where you have to hear about school shootings far too often. I'm sorry that some people are becoming numb to it. It never should have come to this. The adults who make decisions on your behalf need to do better. To my fellow elected officials, I'm talking to you, legislators. President Lyndon Johnson once said, "You know, doing what is right is easy. The problem is knowing what is right." What's right are policies that will protect the children of our communities from mass shootings and mass casualty events. From 1994 to 2004, we had a federal assault weapons ban. During that time, mass shooting fatalities were 70% less likely to occur compared to the periods before and after that. It's time to work together. It's time to make compromises. It's time for common sense gun laws. It's time to ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. The life you might save might be that of your child, your grandchild, or a child in your community. Governor Walz and legislators, it's time to work together to make some changes to protect the children of our communities. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Joan Frankel, and I'm the one of the co-leads for the Woodbury-Stillwater local group of Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America. And today I'm not here just as an advocate, I'm here as a mom. I have a daughter and son in college who thankfully never had to face the nightmare of a shooting in their school, unlike the families that faced this just a little over a month ago at Annunciation. This doesn't stop me from worrying every time I get a text from their colleges about someone with a gun on campus or a lockdown, which has happened multiple times. Gun violence is a tragic epidemic in our country. Gun violence has now become the leading cause of death for children and teenagers, more than automobile accidents and cancer. Let that sink in. More than automobile accidents and cancer. There are a wide range of ways gun violence can impact our kids, including suicide, accidental discharge of a weapon, and of course the continued mass shootings we hear in the news. All are a tragedy for a family left with a gaping hole in their hearts. Minnesota has taken some action and has made positive strides in ending gun violence. In 2023, the legislature passed expanded background checks on all gun sales and enacted an extreme risk protection order, which allows families or police to file a petition to take away the gun from someone who poses a risk to themselves or others. But this is not enough. We know there isn't just one law that will solve this epidemic. We need to attack this cancer from multiple fronts. We know that when a shooting involves an assault weapon, the results are more deadly. These guns are designed for battlefields, not for our schools, not for our churches, not for our communities. No civilian needs a gun that can fire dozens of rounds in seconds. These weapons exist for one purpose: to kill and wound as many people as possible and as quickly as possible. We've seen what happens time and again when assault weapons are used. And we also know what happens when they're banned. Lives are saved. When the federal assault weapons ban was in place, mass shootings went down, and more importantly, the lethality of these events decreased. After it expired, they increased. We cannot afford more delay, and Minnesota feels the same way. A recent poll of Minnesotans after the Annunciation shooting found that 61% support a state-level ban on assault weapons, and 64% support banning high-capacity magazines. So what can we do? We're asking our Minnesota legislators to call a special session to ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. And we need all of you here today to join us in letting our legislators know this is a priority for their constituents. If you do not know who your legislators are, there's an easy way to find out. Just simply Google "Who represents me?" This search will bring you to the Minnesota Legislative website, where you can enter your address and quickly find all the information you need to either email or call your legislator. They need to hear from us. And then on behalf of the families reeling from the Annunciation shooting, and on behalf of every parent who lies awake at night wondering if their child is safe, we are demanding action. Minnesota must lead and Congress must follow. Ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. Get these weapons of war off our streets and out of our communities. Our kids cannot wait any longer. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Otto. I'm a normal 14-year-old kid that goes to St. Croix Preparatory Academy here in Stillwater. Like all normal kids, I have big hopes and dreams for my future. I'm here today to urge Governor Walz and other legislators to pass an assault weapons and high-capacity magazine ban. Since as long as I can remember, my classmates and I have to practice taking shelters from potential shooters. It feels like every week we're reading about another tragedy in a school just like mine. Being a freshman in high school is hard enough. Making new friends, the stress of schoolwork, worrying about what sports team I will make, getting my bus stop on time, and so much more. On top of that, why should I have to fear for my life every day at school? Did you when you were in school? I believe that keeping me and my classmates safe is more important than the right to own assault weapons. And if Governor Walz and other legislators truly feel the same, I urge you to take action now. I hear people say assault weapons are necessary for protection, but I ask you, how will my classmates and I be protected when these types of weapons can destroy our community in an instant? Thank you.
Thank you for gathering here today. I see many faces I recognize, and in your faces I see the faces of the children you hold and love dearly, whether as a parent, aunt or uncle, caregiver, teacher, mentor, friend, or neighbor. My name is Alexandra Fitzsimmons, and I'm the Senior Policy Director with Children's Defense Fund Minnesota. I'm here today as a child advocate, and I'm also here today as a Catholic and a mom of my 3 precious sons, and because Stillwater is our home. I fervently believe that all children have a right to childhoods that are free from fear and the threat of gun violence. All children should be able to experience the joys and wonders of childhood, learning, growing, and flourishing in communities where they feel safe and are safe. Today we focus on 2 questions. 1, how can we build safe communities for our children where they can play, learn, and pray without fear and without threat? And 2, how can we prevent another mass shooting from ever happening again in our state? Over the last weeks, I have talked with many members of our community with connections to the Annunciation community. Annunciation is only 25 miles from here, a 35-minute drive. We have teachers whose nieces and nephews live in the Richfield neighborhood that is home to Annunciation. We have students whose cousins, friends, and teammates were at Mass that day and who helped protect their younger classmates. We have grandparents whose grandchildren were shot that Wednesday morning in August. We have priests and women religious and a Catholic bishop who continue to walk, suffer, and pray and heal with the children and parents whose childhoods were shattered while they were praying at their school Mass. And we have many, many neighbors who feel connected because they care deeply about all Minnesota children. Every day I think of the faces, the voices, and the words of the moms and the dad from the Annunciation community who went to the Capitol a few weeks ago to talk with the Senate Working Group on gun violence prevention. I think especially of Malia Kimbrell, who is a trauma therapist and the mom of 2 children who were at Mass that day. When she spoke, her voice was filled with sorrow and fear. Her cries and sobs were guttural. I hurt when I listened to her share the trauma her children were living and the terror she was living as their mom. The parents from Annunciation went to the Capitol not a year after the horrors their children experienced, not 6 months after, not 3 months after, or even a month after. They went to the Capitol in the midst of their pain and their grief. They went to plead with our lawmakers to do something now. And whose children were they advocating to protect? Our children. Our children here in Stillwater, and in Richfield, and in Fergus Falls, and in Red Lake, and in Wilmer, and in Cold Spring, and all throughout our state. They advocated for all of our children because they don't want another child or another parent or another community to experience the unimaginable horrors their families endured. We are called to act now, to protect our children from another mass shooting. We owe that to Fletcher, and we owe that to Harper. And we owe that to Lydia, Sophia, Pablo, Vivian, Victor, David, Estella, Astoria, and the many more children who were at Annunciation that day and who are grieving, healing, praying, and working hard to regain their childhoods. I want to tell them that our community and our state are going to do everything we can to ensure all of our children are safe in the places and spaces they love. And it is my hope that that promise with the requisite action will help them heal and regain some semblance of safety. We know assault weapons are powerful guns that can cause terrible damage to little bodies. And we know that high-capacity magazines allow a shooter to terrorize the largest number of victims at one time and in a short time. As you all know here, the shooter at Annunciation had 2 assault weapons and 10 large-capacity magazines. The shooter fired 116 rounds, emptying 4 magazines. Had the shooting continued, the shooter had 180 more rounds that could have been fired. We must do all that we can to ensure that these types of weapons and high-capacity magazines are not in our communities. I believe strongly we can make our community safe for our children, and I believe we can pass the legislation that needs to be passed. It will take 2 main approaches to protect our children from this type of gun violence: community awareness and involvement like we have here today in Stillwater, and legislative change. We can get this done as a state together. And it will take all of us sitting down and talking with our family, friends, and neighbors. And when we have these conversations, they must be centered on the health and well-being of our children. Every single member of the House and the Senate cares about children. Governor Walz and Lieutenant Governor Flanagan care about our state's children. Republicans, Democrats, and independents. Legislators from the metropolitan area and legislators from greater Minnesota, they all care about children, their parents and grandparents, aunts and uncles, teachers, coaches, and parents, and their neighbors. We heard from courageous, compassionate, and committed child advocates here today. Mayor Kozlowski, Ms. Simsek, Otto, Councilmember Collins, and Joan from Moms Demand Action. Our community's voices are clear. We will not
partisan conversation that is designed to find the common ground necessary to address the issues of importance to the American people, which include the high cost of living in the United States of America. This country is far too expensive, and Republican policies have made it worse. And the Republican health care crisis that is devastating people all across the country, in urban America, in rural America, in small town America, in working class America, in the heartland of America, and in black and brown communities all across the United States of America. The largest cut to Medicaid in American history because of the Republican one big ugly bill, setting in motion a $536 billion cut to Medicare if Congress doesn't act by the end of this year. Because of the Republican refusal to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits, premiums, copays, and deductibles for tens of millions of Americans are skyrocketing all across the country in a manner that will deprive people of health insurance or lead to medical bankruptcy. We know hospitals and nursing homes and community-based health clinics all across the country, including in rural America, are closing because of the Republican health care crisis. And they've effectively ended medical research in the United States of America. This is a crisis. And Leader Schumer and myself have repeatedly made clear to the White House and to Republicans here on Capitol Hill that we're ready to sit down to work things out, but it has to be done in a way that actually improves the quality of life of the American people and doesn't continue to undermine it, which is what Republicans have done all year, hurting everyday Americans in order to reward their billionaire donors.
Well, he said something to the effect of, we're talking to Democrats. So A, have you had any conversations as of late with the president or the White House? And B, what do you make of his willingness maybe to strike a deal here?
Well, the White House has gone radio silent since the Oval Office meeting last Monday, and neither Leader Schumer or myself have heard a word from the administration about resolving this issue, making clear to us that the White House wanted to shut the government down, to continue the chaos that they've been inflicting on the American people since day one of this presidency. It's an interesting statement that the president has made, and I think both House and Senate Democrats are clear. We'll sit down anytime, any place with anyone from your administration, including the president, to get a resolution here with respect to the Affordable Care Act tax credits, which need to be extended right now, as well as dealing with and addressing the Republican health care crisis that is devastating everyday Americans all across the country.
Do you still intend to call House Democrats back into D.C. this week at all?
We have a caucus meeting at 6 p.m. today. We'll have a House Democratic caucus leadership meeting. That's the full leadership tomorrow, and I expect a strong presence of House Democrats throughout the week here in Washington. And the interesting thing to me is, why are House Republicans still on vacation? They've actually been on vacation for the last few weeks, and Mike Johnson once again has canceled votes. Why are they so afraid of being here at the Capitol and doing their job? Why don't Republicans want to swear in Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva? Is it the Epstein files? Is it the unwillingness to address the Republican health care crisis? Is it because they know the American people have blamed Republicans for recklessly shutting down the government? Or is it all of the above? House Democrats are here on duty. House Republicans remain on vacation. That's a shame. Back.
What do you say to your young constituents, energized young constituents that helped put Mamdani in the position that he's in, and now they're calling for you to represent their wishes and endorse him?
I think I've answered those questions repeatedly, and I have more to say before early voting.
Democrats historically have been relatively anti-shutdown. Are you concerned as this drags out that you might be helping normalize that as a negotiating tactic?
No, we're not normalizing anything here. What we're normalizing is the notion that if Republicans want Democrats to participate in a spending bill that requires Democratic votes in the Senate, and I'm thankful for Senate Democrats who are holding strong under the leadership of Chuck Schumer. If Republicans want Democratic participation in the appropriations process, then that means we actually have to come together, sit down, negotiate a bipartisan bill, and do something that makes life better for the American people and doesn't continue to hurt everyday Americans. We were very clear from the beginning. For weeks in September, we said we will not support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of the American people. We didn't hide that from anyone. We were very clear, live and direct, with Republicans and with the American people. And we're standing on the side of the American people who have experienced this devastating cut to Medicaid, this refusal to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits, this assault on their hospitals, their nursing homes, and their community-based health centers. And the American people have understandably had enough, and Democrats are standing on their side. Michael.
You challenged Speaker Johnson to a floor debate this morning. He responded that it was a desperate plea for attention. How do you answer that response from the Speaker to your challenge to debate him on the House floor in prime time?
Well, Mike Johnson and I, have a very open and candid and forward-looking relationship, and that will continue. But for the life of me, I can't understand. They don't want to defend their position privately. This is Republicans, extreme MAGA Republicans, and they don't want to defend their position publicly because their position related to gutting the health care of the American people and shutting down the government is indefensible. And we continue to give them every opportunity, every single opportunity, to explain themselves to the American people. Yet Republicans are on the run. That's why they're on vacation right now. That's why votes were canceled last week by Republicans in the House, and votes have been canceled this week. We're in the middle of a shutdown and a chaotic presidency that begun on January 20th and continues. This is a cost of living crisis that the American people are confronting. Donald Trump promised that costs would go down on day one. Republicans promised that costs would go down on day one. Costs haven't gone down, they've gone up. America's become far too expensive. Inflation is on the way up. Electricity bills skyrocketing through the roof. Grocery costs out of control. Housing costs getting more and more expensive. And now Republicans are setting in motion the fact that housing and health care and grocery prices and all of the day-to-day expenses that the American people experience is not going to get better, it's going to get worse. And this health care crisis is exacerbating that. Yep, back.
I have to wear my heels today.
Okay, I see you.
There was a new poll out today from CBS News. It was a CBS News and YouGov poll, and it basically says that Americans, by and large, pretty much evenly distribute blame on Republicans, Democrats, and then 30% blame both of you guys. Why do you think that they're not blaming Republicans far more the way that you are?
The overwhelming balance of public sentiment clearly is that Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. Republicans have shut the government down. They've shut the government down because of their refusal to address the health care crisis that they've created. We're standing on the side of the health care of everyday Americans, working class Americans, middle class Americans, and hardworking American taxpayers, and we're going to continue to stand on their side because this issue matters. Lowering the cost of living matters. Making sure that the high price of health care doesn't continue to escalate in ways that's going to bankrupt people, that matters. That's why we're in this fight until we win this fight. Yes.
Just to clarify, it wasn't just that President Trump said he would be willing to work with Democrats. He said, I'm going to quote him, "We are speaking with the Democrats, and some very good things could happen with respect to health care." So you're saying you've had no discussions with the White House at all. Do you know of any Democrats that have spoken to President Trump at all on this issue?
I do not know of any Democrats who have spoken to President Trump or members of his administration on this issue of reopening the government, enacting a bipartisan spending agreement, and addressing the Republican health care crisis. President Trump did make those statements. Leader Schumer, I believe, has put a statement out in response indicating he's had no conversations with Donald Trump or the administration. And that's certainly been the case relative to us as House Democrats. That said, we're open. We've been calling for bipartisan conversations to address the Republican health care crisis, which includes extending the Affordable Care Act tax credits so that tens of millions of Americans don't experience dramatically increased premiums, copays, and deductibles in an environment where the cost of living for everyday Americans is already too high. And so if President Trump is ready to have that conversation and is ready to talk about health care and is ready to talk about the Affordable Care Act tax credits and extending them, we of course look forward to sitting down and having that engagement, reopening the government, and getting the spending bill situation resolved in a manner that helps the American people. Last question.
Thank you, Leader Jeffries. What do you make, though, of the president's comments today? What does that signal to you?
I think it signals the fact that Democrats have been talking about health care, and health care for the last several weeks. Republicans initially claimed that Democrats were not serious. We are very serious about the issue of improving the quality of life of the American people, about canceling the cuts, lowering the costs, and saving health care. Very serious about it. And we've made that clear from the beginning. And now it appears that President Trump, the administration, even House Republicans, including Marjorie Taylor Greene, acknowledge that this isn't a fake issue, that we actually need to deal with the health care of the American people, the skyrocketing health insurance costs, the fact that Republicans have broken our health care system, including the largest cut to Medicaid in American history, and they did it so they could reward their billionaire donors with massive tax breaks. By the way, Republicans enacted permanent tax breaks for the wealthy, the well-off, and the well-connected in the United States of America. Permanent tax breaks. And now the nerve of these people to say to us that we don't have the time or inclination to address the Affordable Care Act tax credits for working class Americans and can't be bothered to extend them at all. And certainly have taken a position that there's no circumstance where we will extend them permanently. This is because Republicans have very different priorities than we do. And our priorities as Democrats, House Democrats and Senate Democrats, will continue to be standing up for working class Americans, middle class Americans, and everyday Americans who need us to fight for their health care. And we're in this fight until we win this fight on their behalf. Thank you all.
Only parked my car for 4 hours, so double checking to see how long have I been live streaming, guys and girls. Over an hour? An hour? Just over an hour? Okay, so not too long. Okay, double checking. Seems like longer. Let me know if you guys are on your Twitters out there. Let me know how the Nick Sorter thing is going out or whatever, so make sure you follow his Twitter. He'll tell you what's going on in the court case evidently right now. I didn't know he was in court today. Oh my gosh. Mods do what? It's okay to have a few trolls in the chat here and there. I don't mind a few trolls. I don't want to be overpowered by trolls, but figure with 400 and some people in here, the rest of you guys can kind of have a nice civil conversation with any trolls that have silly things to say. Snooks, quit hiding, people. Come on, Snooks. I know you're being sneaky like that. Quit hiding, people. I'm just kidding. This is Portland, guys. This is the Portland area. There's the ice building. 501 people watching. You guys are insane out there. Insane with a membrane. Again, like I say, not that I'm grifting, but if you do want to see this guy do a dance or whatever, you can help out with the gas money, okay? Here we just walk by. It's very chill here. Nope. Oh, hey, Noblian. How you doing? Nice to see you, Noblian. How you doing? Did I pronounce that right? I'm not sure if I pronounced that right. I hope I did. If you're restreaming me, thank you so much. I'll have somebody in my channel shout your channel out there. You put their channel in the chat. I'll have my mods put in the chat, and good restreamers will do the same thing, of course, with my channel. And I'll say, stay with my channel for now, and then later on, if you see Mr. Bill or Nobleon go live, you'll go check out their channel. I'm assuming Nobleon is leans right, or he's just putting up a screen or something like that, but anyway. It reminds me of the crazy days of 2020, 21, when I was like live streaming and I didn't even know there were these things called restreamers out there. The longest time until I got banned and like, oh, even people actually watched me and restreamed my event. Portland Andy and such. Freight Breaker Live and other guys like that. Somebody, make sure somebody shouted out that person's channel there. Link that channel if you found it. I've seen the other restreamers restreaming me out there. I saw some out there the other day that were showing different things. Portland Andy's busy having lunch, so he's not restreaming right now. Absolutely. Okay. Hey, Adam, thank you so much. Adam, you want to see the guy dance here? Want to see Mr. Bill dance? Okay, here you go. If you guys know how to clip or something like that, see if somebody wants to clip this for me, okay? Ready for the dance? Here we go. Is he still dancing? I need to find some music to put that to that too or something. Okay, can I put music with that? Is it working? Is it working? Is it working? Did that work? Did it work, guys? You guys hear the music? Officer Tatum's awesome. You bet he's awesome. Good channels. Who else do you guys like to follow out there? Officer Tatum. Andy's, Portland Andy's awesome. Who are some other people you guys like your news and influencers, things like that you like to watch out there? Nick Sorter on Twitter. Shout out your favorite type people you like to watch here. You can shout out a Lefty or whatever if you want to also. Not a big fan of the Young Turks, but some people like to watch the Young Turks. The Anna person on Young Turks is starting to wake up a little bit. And with Pierce Morgan starting to realize being left-leaning is not exactly smart to do. Vote red. No, definitely don't vote, be a typical Portlander and vote blue no matter who, right? Great to see you too, Marianne. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. I'm sure Marianne was a smart girl and hit that subscribe button as soon as she saw me out there, Mary Ann. Thank you so much. News streaming, newsception, they call this a newsception. When two news agencies run into each other, they call it a newsception. They have nothing to do out here. That's what the reason they come out here earlier in the day like this, so they can say that there's nothing happening. There's no reason to send the National Guard out here. It's totally normal to be out here these times a day. And Mr. Bill also here, he wants you to hit the notification bell. It's underneath his head. Hit that notification bell over there. Make sure you hit all live notifications, okay? That's what Mr. Bill wants. I'm not grifting. That's what this guy here wants. Oh, Human Dilemma, yeah, Human Dilemma's okay. Starting back in the day, we had some altercations with them. They're kind of acting kind of bad, but I think they understand what free speech is now, so yeah, Human Dilemma's getting better. Yeah, Tommy was out of jail. He was here a little while ago. I don't know, he probably went to lunch or something. Go back to the other side. See, I follow the rules. I use the crosswalk. I don't jaywalk. When was the last time you guys jaywalked in the chat? You guys jaywalk recently? Anybody? Jaywalk City? Imagine a teenager acting like that. Today you jaywalked? Really? Why? Where were you jaywalking? And why do they call it jaywalk? Hey, B, I don't need a B on my finger. B on my finger? No. It's an Antifa B. And an Antifa B on my finger. Nah, he's not live here anyway. No, thank you for watching, guys. I appreciate that. Hey, if you guys, here's another thing. If you guys are popped in from Portland, Andy, put a 1 in the chat. If you popped in from Portland, Andy, put a 1 in the chat. W's from Portland, Andy. I appreciate it. See, that's, people say I might be grifting by sort of keeping the chat busy or something like that. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm just simply keeping you guys involved. I'm not grifting. Not grifting. Oh, it was so sad. I'm not sure what he said besides that. You don't want to watch him eat? Oh, is he live eating? Okay. I was wondering if he was going to be live doing that too. When I'm streaming or whatever, at home, from home, or whatever, if you had the notification live, you'll see me stream from home tonight probably. But anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah. I'll let you see me drink live, but I'm not going to let you see me eat live. That's not good. You know, keep the camera, turn the camera off, turn it around when your person's eating. What, you think that's good, or do you guys like it when your streamers eat in front of you? 1 for don't eat in front of me. 2 for go ahead and eat in front of me as a streamer. I'm assuming you guys are going to all have 1s. Yeah, put a 2 in there if you don't mind if a streamer eats in front of you. I can understand if you're there to sort of do a judge the food or something like that, or you're doing a travel thing or something like that. Maybe do a little bit of that and show your reaction to the food you're eating. But if it's not kind of food-related content, I don't suggest people sort of seeing you eat the food, you know. Goofy likes see people eat the food, huh? That's crazy. She always likes to cheat at Connect Four too. That's what Goofy does. She's a good player, but when she loses, she does this. Starts to lose. She finds ways to cheat. I never cheat at Connect Four. Okay, Goofy in the chat there. She'll say that Mr. Bill always cheats at Connect Four. This is called fake news. Okay, fake news about Mr. Bill cheating at Connect Four. I do not know how to cheat whatsoever. So if I did not have trouble knowing how to cheat, I learned it from her. Hey, Martin Gingrich, thank you for that $2 donation there. So, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. W for Martin, W's for Martin. I appreciate it. I know. Okay. I'm gonna hit the mute button here, guys, for a second. I'm gonna talk to Mr. Bill about something, okay? Mr. Bill, okay, they're not listening now. You gotta tell them that I'm actually grifting by not grifting, okay? Okay? Is that... I don't want them to know that, okay? But that's what I'm doing. I'm actually grifting by not grifting, okay? They think that I'm not grifting and that I don't need money or something like that. So, silly things like that. So, you see what I'm saying? Okay. Okay, just tell them that Mr. Bill is not grifting, okay? So make sure they understand that, okay? Okay. Okay. Let me turn the mute button off now. There we go. So you guys didn't hear anything there, did you? Mr. Bill has a message for you. Okay, Mr. Bill behind the camera there is not a non-grifter, okay? He's not grifting at all. Not grifting. He's just showing you the news like you see over here. Strange people sitting out there doing things. He's not grifting, okay? Somebody in the chat thinks that he's grifting. He's not grifting. What? Oh, Mr. Bill, they said you weren't muted. They said you weren't muted when you were talking to me earlier. Oh, doggone it. I hit the wrong button. Doggone it. You guys heard that. Tokyo drifts. I'm not good at drifting either. Drifting or drifting. There's more ice people going down and doing their thing.
All right, well, thank you. Take care. You have a good day now. You too, sir.
Still a nice place up here. Nice apartments going on. Mr. Green saying something like, sure. So, yeah. There we go. See, I'm not grifting. I'm just showing you that thing at the top of the channel there. Mr. Green said there. Not grifting. Somebody literally likes to honk their horn. Again, if you guys weren't here earlier, we have scientists over here across the street here. They realize that ice melts. You know, this is how smart the people across the street are, guys. They realize they're super scientists. They probably have a PhD in ice, so they realize that ice melts. I'm not sure if they know what temperature it melts at. Or not. You might need to let them know what a temperature ice melts at, but preferably in Fahrenheit. No National Guard coming. No, I kind of doubted that until the courts figure things out. At that point, they're at least get the court case outside of Portland to listen to it. I know, Mr. Green. I told you these guys are geniuses out here. They understand that ice melts. You know, that's craziness. I never knew this. 33 degrees. Frank knows the answer. Great job, Frank. Yep. Well, if any of them want to talk or whatever, I'll remind them it's 33 degrees is when ice starts to melt there, okay? Yeah. You would think they would know that in the summertime out here, but maybe they forgot that. Again, all you see out here is leftists, pretty doggies. Cool dog.
Does your dog want a snack? I got some dog snacks. Oh,
we got Germans. Ooh, there's another question I could ask the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if you're from America. Put a 2 in the chat if you're from somewhere besides, and then North America besides America, Canada or Mexico. Put a 3 in the chat if you're from Europe. Put a 4 in the chat if you're from somewhere else. I don't know. Mr. Bill. You know you're Gen X and you remember this guy. Hey Scott, how we doing, Scott? Hey Scott, he was in the chat there a second ago. Hey Scott, I don't really need you as a mod, but I just know you already know how to mod, so I'm just gonna mod you for now. Okay. 3, what was 3? Europe. Oh, Ken Smith. Is that Germany, you said? German girl. 3, legal immigrant, living in the United States, originally from Germany. Nice, German girl. What would happen if somebody came to your old country or whatever and didn't have papers and they came to your country and they wanted benefits in Germany? What would happen to somebody who came to your country illegally and wanted to demand benefits and everything? And it wasn't for an asylum reason or something like that. Florida's in the chat. Oh, Florida now, nice. BC, Canada's in the house. Are you one of those rare conservative Canadians, or are you one of those wacky liberal Canadians? Is BC more conservative than Alberta, or is Alberta more conservative than BC? I'm asking too many questions, I know. I'm hoping that I came down here because there was supposed to be a conservative thing going on, and I was going to do some dancing and hanging out with some other fellow conservatives, but all I see are a bunch of lefties out here, news reporters. Conservative Canucks, all right, for the win. There we go. Rare things. What do they call them? Canucks. What are Canucks? Is it a type of animal or something? Yeah, you know who that is. Is that Alyssa to the left there, guys? You guys recognize the guy or something? Some sort of influencer? Hippies, what's going on, Dollar Bill? How you doing? Nice, long time no see. How you been doing? Did you get that notification bell? There's a notification bell right here. Click to all live notifications, okay? Hey, Wranglers. USA, USA. Flags in the chat. Flags in the chat. Save democracy. Prius. Big surprise. Reverend Weird Dude in the channel. What's going on? What's going on, Reverend Weird Dude? Nice to see you. If you're the one I'm thinking of, tell Weird Girl I said hi. So there's lots of weird things going on out here. Rosa was here about a month ago or whatever. It's the Rosa I'm thinking of. Somebody was talking to him right about there. Whoever it is, he's interviewing people, and he's got 4 people watching him there. The Mariners are going to take it this year? You think the Mariners are going to win this year?
I don't know.
I'm just glad they got there this time. I've been waiting 20 years for them to get taken to the playoffs. They did. Hopefully they can keep winning. My brother lives in Detroit, so we get a little contest there.
Okay.
Go Mariners, go Mariners. Pulled the roots. How you doing? Not a whole lot going on here, guys and girls. I know I'm doing a great job of keeping you entertained with my non-grifting skills. I'm not interrupt these guys here. How you doing? What's happening? It's down to 400. I was at 500. 4 people on Twitch. Hey, if you guys are on Twitch, put a 1 in the chat so I can know that you're humans on the Twitch chat. I appreciate it. If you're on Rumble or whatever, or some of those other platforms that I'm on, you guys can follow me also on Rumble at Only Mr. Bill. And also, if you're want to do me a total solo, hey, thanks, Dusty. Let me know how many people are watching me on Rumble. I'd appreciate it. I can't see the Rumble chat.
Yo, Claire, what's
How you doing?
going on?
Not much, not much. What's going on?
Just trying to get a little. We just pulled up. We want to figure out what's been going on. Seems like we missed out on some major action. Can you give us a little bit of a recap, sir? What the heck's been happening here in these Portland streets?
Yeah, I just got here a little bit ago myself, but last night, a few nights ago, you saw quite a bit of pepper ball stuff and sprayed at protesters right there that were trying to do silly things like throw water and act crazy, and you got a little bit of fun in there.
You live streaming?
Yep. Only Mr. Bill if you wanted to follow me. You don't have to, but thank you for watching.
What kind of...
The conservative, a little bit of current events, different things like that. Different things that happen in the Northwest. Sometimes I'll stream from the house, sometimes I'll stream from here. It's kind of nice to get out of the house on a nice day like this.
Were you emotionally impacted by the Charlie Kirk situation?
Yeah. It was sad to see and everything. Just couldn't stand that somebody, no matter what side he came from, looks like he kind of leans left, but to go after somebody who wants to have that dialogue, I've probably got about 40 or 50 people here that are liberals in my chat, even though I'm conservative. I don't ban them for having a liberal opinion. They can have their choice and everything. I'm not going to cancel them for any reason, unlike other people that seem to want to cancel people like Charlie Kirk for simply inviting people to have a conversation.
I mean, Charlie Kirk is more than canceled.
Yeah. I'm putting that for YouTube's sake, but yeah.
Who do you think is going to replace Charlie?
It'll be besides the millions of people that are out there, in a sense that say, I am Charlie Kirk, but if you wanted to say a particular influencer out there, nobody can really replace him, Crowder's out there, Shapiro, that kind of thing. If you had sort of a mix of those guys getting together, but what I'd like to see is everybody on the right and everything stop sort of infighting and things like that, come out with kind of one message similar to Charlie's, and allow that message to get out and everything. You can have your different opinions, no problem, but sort of say, this is the way that's we need to behave in a civil society.
All right, man. Well, thanks so much for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Have a good
Appreciate it.
one. What was that? Oh, yeah, here you go. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
The right answer. That's a good one.
What channel were they? I forgot to ask him. Hey guys, did you recognize?
I don't recognize any man. I know Alex Stein 99 was down here a couple
was he
days ago.
Was he really?
Yeah, just for a second. That's who I want to be.
Yeah. I know. That's what I do a lot of times, just kind of trolling, I'm conservative, but you gotta have fun with situations like this at times, or, if there are people just gonna act like...
Our family's been here for generations.
Yeah.
As soon as I walked through there, and people were like, make sure you wipe your nose. Is it for the fentanyl?
Like, what
or
the
is
heck?
it for the fucking spray can?
Like, what are you worried about? Exactly. Bizarre.
Everybody that doesn't have a job comes down here and does nothing.
That's what it seems like. I'm sure some of them probably have jobs with NGOs and things like that, they get paid and they say that they're helping others. Did you live here a while? Have you sensed that in the homeless community and things like that? Like, we want to help you, but we've got to set up this committee or this other thing and things like that before we try to help you or something like that.
Yeah. There's always a catch.
Wasted millions of dollars for no reason. Same with the bridge they want to build over the Columbia, right? How many times have they spent money on committees and things like that and never get anything done?
I gotta come back at night. That was just too nice of a day. I started out the Columbia River Gorge to join.
I haven't been there this in a while. Well, I guess they're starting to charge to go to the Vista House now, I guess. I'm like,
yeah, if you have a floaty out there on any river now, you gotta pay.
Yeah. What do you think about, have they been doing their job lately out here?
I suppose they're starting to pick it up, but I know they were fucking gone for months.
I know. All of a sudden, once somebody in DC says he's going to send somebody down here,
good.
All of a sudden they decide to do their job. I don't know. It's just a coincidence.
I can't stand Kotex.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
I know. Yeah. Where was she doing her rally from? Was like 3 or 4 miles away or whatever the other day? Like,
everything's wonderful. I'm walking around, everybody's running their dogs. Yeah. For some sense, it's a war zone, but it's everywhere.
Come down here at 10 o'clock on a Friday or Saturday.
In this fucking block, it's a war zone.
Yeah, exactly. We're not. I see all these other Portlanders are like, I don't see a war zone. Like, at 10 o'clock at night.
I was a kid going to downtown Portland, just having the best time.
Oh, yeah.
20 years ago.
Courthouse Square and everything. It's nice out there and everything.
Now it's just fucking stupid.
And you'll show pictures of Pioneer Courthouse Square, but 2 blocks from there is a kind of tentish, right? Right. Yeah, this block is fine, but I'm guessing most people in Portland know what blocks to stay away from, and that are just right next to the pretty blocks.
I even like trashy people.
Yeah.
Ruin our fucking country.
Yeah.
Sorry, our family came here legally.
Yeah.
Waiting for one of these electric bikes to get stolen over here. I'm hoping to get a ticket. That'd be really fucking funny. A parking ticket.
I wonder if he's going to get here.
These poor bastards that live up here.
I know. They keep sort of... When a conservative goes in there to ask them questions, they say they can't stand what's going on out here, with this stuff. But when the news asks them a question for some reason, the news will say, the people in there are mad at ICE for pepper ball spray. Like, Yeah, but they're probably also mad at the yelling and screaming from 8 o'clock.
What caused the pepper ball? let's go further.
One question doesn't help you. You're a reporter.
Something serious.
You say everyone is coming, Bill? Bolt, who's coming? Nick Sorter and those guys coming? Is that what you're telling me?
What's that?
I was just talking to my chat. They say everyone's coming. I'm guessing they're supposedly a big conservative guy or whatever is down with Nick Sorter down at the Justice Center because he got arrested the other day.
Yeah. That kid.
So I'm guessing. No, Matt hasn't showed up here yet. If you're talking about the guy that wants to set up the tent over here, we'll call it the common sense tent versus the tent that they took down. I'm guessing Portland police asked them to take that tent down.
See all the food and stuff they got over there for everybody?
I know. They know me, so I'm not even going to try to go after there. But at least everybody kind of knows their place around here, you know? It's like, yeah, you don't go over there unless you want trouble. And at night, conservatives always go on the right side of the entrance over there, and the lefties on the other side. How you doing? Over here is kind of the normie section in most cases. If there's such a thing in Portland.
I'll hit all the corners.
I know. Little sun out here, a little sun on. What's the temperature, guys, in Portland now? 77-ish. Who's the weatherman in the channel? Do we have any weathermen in the channel that's going to tell me the temperature in Portland? AUD, thank you so much. Thanks for being a mod in there. I appreciate it. If you guys see any restreamers out there restreaming, let me know, and I'll feel free to shout their channel out in the thing, and I'll shout out their channel too. Now, if woke.net is restreaming me by chance, I don't think they are, but remind me of the good old days when they used to restream me, and for a while there I was like number 6 on the woke.net rankings. 75 degrees. Yeah, that's all right. That's all right. Here, you guys want to see the proof again that how smart Antifa is? There. Screenshot. Give me a screenshot of that if you guys haven't done that already. Feel free to put that in the Discord if you did get a screenshot of that. Somebody can shout out the Discord channel in the chat there. Or should I shout out the Discord channel? I don't know. If you guys are in the Discord, you can find your way to find it, I guess. Somebody said did Nick Sorter did his thing? Is it over yet by chance? I want to see Portland Andy again before I go here. On Portland, you're asking me. You think I know everything? You think I have clocks next to me all the time? I probably should have a clock next to me. We voted for this? Yeah, we did. 325 is what it says on my little clock thing there. Hopefully that's accurate. It's clear of all church. That's what I wanted to see. Hold on. There we go. Now you should see it. I don't know if you guys see it on your screen or if you just see it at the top of the chat, but hopefully you see that it's sort of clear of all charges. Oh, there we go. There's a nice car. See if they don't like this car here. Hold on. You think they're not going to like this car? There's a Tesla. Yell and scream at the Tesla, guys. Yell and scream at the car because it's a Tesla. Come on. Wow. They didn't yell and scream at it. They didn't call it a not-so-see car. It's surprising they didn't yell at the not-so-see car, they used to call it. Exactly. That's what I asked him earlier. I would have had it put in the chat. He would have made another $200 or something like that, I would imagine, if he had that GoFundMe going. But I guess, what's his name? It was helping him out. Anyway, it's a beautiful day here in the lovely Northwest. Here's your Mr. Bill News report here. Here we have ICE going back and doing their jobs. here we have other people looking at them and sort of showing a disfavor of people doing their jobs, supporting the country, cleaning up the country. At that point, they're not liking what they're seeing because they see somebody having a job and doing a job, and they're so unhappy with it out here. And that's your news report for now. I don't know what happened to Mini Tifa. Supposedly he won a lawsuit with the state and won $200,000 or something like that. That's what I heard Portland Andy say the other day anyway. So if you had $200,000 in the bank, would you be out here looking for food, whining and complaining? Or would you be out there spending it like he does on pink hats or something like that? I'd probably be out there buying red, white, and blue hats. Anyhows, hopefully you guys are doing good. Emmett's in the channel. Emmett's got his wrench. Good job, Emmett. Emmett's going to shout out his channel. Feel free to do me a favor, everybody. Emmett's going to put his channel in the chat. How you doing? And when you see that in the chat, please click the link to Emmett's channel, please. I'd appreciate it. I'll see if we can get him. He was at like 225 or something earlier. He's trying to get to 500 subscribers. See if we can get him at least to 250, please. He does a good job there. No, he's not an illegal immigrant. People think he's an illegal immigrant. This is the only illegal immigrant I see right now, okay? Emmett, did you put your thing in the chat there? You should have the power to put your link in the chat, I think. I don't know. There it is. Yeah, click on that link there, please, where it says Emmett. Let me see if I can do another favor since I'm the nicest guy in the world here. Click on that link for me, please, everybody. I'd appreciate it. And go give Emmett a follow here. He does, especially if you like clip art kind of things, if you pay him $100 or something like that, unless he gives you a discount, then he'll make you a little clip art animation things. Use promo code Mr. Bill and he'll give you a discount on his clip art, okay? Promo code Mr. Bill when you go to Emmett's channel, and he'll make a little clip art piece for you. Very cool kind of stuff there. How big is the discount going to be, Emmett, for the clip art if they have promo code Mr. Bill? Anyway, make sure you go there, get that subscribe, and come on back. He does panels. He talks about conservative stuff. Some of his takes on certain things are a little bit crazy, but some people call them crazy, some people call them based. And also, while you're at it, check out EOD696's channel. Also, help him get up to that monetization point. How you doing? I'd appreciate it. Behind enemy lines, I have not seen him in it for the longest time. But they're there again. Ooh, good music going on here. Do me another favor. Make sure. So, Emmett, keep an eye on your subscriber count there for me. Let me know when it gets up to 250, okay? And then what else was I going to do? Primetime Patriot. Primetime Patriots on Twitter. Snix probably knows that channel there. Snix, if you're in the channel, go find Primetime Patriots Twitter and help him out, because Twitter 1.0 kind of banned him back in the day and everything. He was the guy up in Seattle that was exposing Antifa up there. There's Primetime Patriot in the chat. In fact, does he have a wrench? Hey, he has a wrench. Shout out your channel, Primetime. What are you doing, Josh? Okay, again, this is kind of the behavior I just kind of mentioned a second ago. People are doing their jobs and somebody's saying F you for doing their jobs. Could you imagine if you're going to your job, you know, whatever kind of job you have, and somebody says F you for doing your job? Craziness out there. Primetime Patriot, come on. If you're going to be restreaming out there, let's hear it. Put your channel in the chat. Come on. You know you want to do it. You know you want to do it. Everybody, follow Primetime Patriot in the chat. Me safe? Oh, Abe Lincoln here is telling me to be safe, okay? Abe Lincoln is telling me to be safe in Portland here. He's the guy that went to Ford Theater toward the end of the Civil War, turned his back to an angry Southerner, and he's the guy that tells me to be safe, okay? Well, this Abe Dinkus guy here, okay? I want you to follow this guy too, okay? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Follow that Abe Dinkus guy here. I think he has his own. Anyway, I can't find him on my screen again. But anyway, somebody else shout out his channel there for Abe Dinkus and everything. And tell him that, you know, he's the one that needs to be safe, not me. He's the guy that turned his back on the Southern guy and up at Ford Theater there, guys. I thought Snicks would like to see Primetime Patriot in the chat. That was kind of cool to see that. Long time no see for Primetime in the chat. Let's see who else. What?
Put some sunscreen on.
Oh, I forgot to do that, man. This guy is too white here too. He's turning red here. Laney's back at it. Some of the people in the chat or whatever were saying and everything. They didn't want to see you eat, so they came to my channel for a little while.
Good.
Then I said, when he's done eating, you know, go back and see Portland Andy.
That's good. That's exactly why. That's exactly what you're here for, man. Showing the people what's up.
Yeah. They definitely don't want to see me eat. Kind of a boring day today. Just got a few dogs out here, though. When you see dogs out here, does it remind you of a certain streamer back in the day?
No. Oh, villain?
Yeah.
Or, saying hi to all the dogs?
Yeah, that was his thing. It always reminds me of what he was doing. Yeah, BCP was here on Sunday, yeah. Portland Andy's here right now with the streamception, they call him, I think. Against the wind. We got the good music in the background, I like that.
Car while I was in jail. They came out here and broke all my windows, broke my mirrors, broke my lights. This is what they do. This is what they do. I fucking knew this was gonna happen. I fucking knew it. It's a piece of shit car, but it's still my car. It's how I get to work. I swear to God, these people are fucking scum of the earth. Scum of the earth. I'm so glad I knocked that piece of shit out. It's worth it to me. I'm over this car anyways. I need a new one. I gotta drive this fucker home now. What I did to my car while I was in jail. They came out here and broke all my windows, broke my mirrors, broke my lights. This is what they do. This is what they do. I fucking knew this was gonna happen. I fucking knew it. It's a piece of shit car, but it's still my car. It's how I get to work.
Primetime Patriot back today?
Who?
Primetime Patriot, the guy up in Seattle.
Primetime. I think I have. Yeah, yeah.
He said to say hi.
Oh, yeah, I remember him. Oh, yes.
Yeah, he always got these guys' faces.
Yeah, he was about it. Hell yeah. What's going on, chat? Did I eat? Yeah, the hamburger and fries. I remember the DNC. That was funny. Tree pre-rolls, baby. Is it this? All right, yeah, not bad. Yeah.
Great.
Yep.
Thank you.
No problem. A good local burger joint. I like Killer Burger. I like Killer Burger because I love their peanut butter bacon pickle burger. That's super fire. I like it a lot. I might go over there to the damn corner where in the shade. I don't know, Mike. I hope he stays out of the situations, truthfully. I don't want to see Tommy get arrested for a third time.
Thank you very much, Portland, and these are all great people.
Of course, show and tell. That's the only way we show and tell. You know what I'm saying? Only way to show and tell is to show and tell. Yeah, I heard. Hey, Port Blazer Fool, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Hit the spot right there.
Go ahead to your channel, whatever. Tell them my phone died. I'll be back tomorrow.
Oh, your phone died?
Yep.
Dang, man. You gotta.
No warning at all. It's just like stop.
Did it overheat or something?
That's probably what it did.
Yeah.
I guess I'll go put in the car for a little while, see what happens.
All right,
Nice
brother.
to meet you.
Great to see you, my friend. Keep it easy.
Okay, you know, that looks real menacing. Looks like a terrorist.
I know. I like control and everything once in a while. I have to do a dance or what do I do?
I saw that. Yeah, that's what it is.
That was only a Mr. Bill on YouTube. Good guy. He's been out in the streets for years. Hey, boxing. This music is killing me though. I gotta move away from it just to be on the safe side. Just to be on the safe side. I don't know, Judy. We will see. We will see.
Tranquilo, me llamas.
Thank you. JS with the generous 420 for herbs. All right, sounds good. Thank you for the herbs. It's always all caps Monday. I'm in the sun, the shade at least. Tommy one tap. The Tesla dealership? You want to go see the Tesla dealership? I can show you the Tesla dealership. Yeah, let's go over there. That's a good idea. Thanks, Ian. It's nice of you to say. No, nothing's got moved.
Sí, porque tengo un en vivo ahora y tengo que pasar. Vamos a tratar
Yo. What up, man? Good to see you. How you doing?
Not too bad. I watched your live stream.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's good to see you. Nick's order down there.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you were about to go down there, but that's Nick.
Oh, is it Nick? I was just going to go to the Tesla dealership and check it out.
Yeah. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, man.
Streaming now?
Yep.
Nice.
Always live, baby.
See you later out there.
All right, keep it easy. This is the Tesla dealership. So we got some of the white ones, we got a gray one, a red one. 2 of the truck, 3 of the trucks. This is it. This was a Target for a few years, but there's no fences, you can see, no protection. So I guess they grew out of their Target somehow. Trade in the scooter. A dual motor for a dual motor. Oh yeah, I guess the canopy is down. You're right. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, it's super close. It's like right, it's next door. We're done filming. I can move over here.
Okay. Thank you. Desconectamos. Sí. 305-925-87-46.
Why so early? Well, first off, okay, here's the whole thing that was going down. I heard that Nick Sorter was going to get a rain today at 2 p.m.
$4.99. Who's on first?
What's on second? What? I don't know's on third. What's on second? Oh, why am I so? Nick Sorter was going to get a rain today, right, at 2 p.m. So I was planning to go down there, and then I also heard that there was going to be another camp set up today at noon here. So I was going to go to the Nick Sorter thing and support, do the stream outside and see if there's any supporters or antagonists there. But then he got charges dropped, so I was like, screw that, I'll just go down to the camp. And so I came down here, and I guess the camp got put off until 7 p.m. So that's why I'm here. So why not just chill? I mean, nothing else to do. We can just chill here, right? I can even just put you guys on the damn scooter and just leave you guys here. We got plenty of options. What's Mr. Bill's channel? It's called Only a Mr. Bill. Nice guy. I just smoked one. Give me like give me like a few more minutes. I'll smoke one. How about a 420? We smoke one. It's 353. I don't know. I just gotta call. I probably just gotta send an email to ICE to see if we can get in the roof. Truthfully. I bet it's just an email. Updates on Tommy Boy. All right, for the 1,500th time. Here we go. Updates on Tommy Boy. He was released. When he got back to his car was completely trashed. They broke the windows and they damaged the car. And then he was down here. Then he left, but he's coming back soon. Soonish. Soon's relative. Who's Spicy? Spicy Peach was a beloved member of our community who passed away almost a year ago, about 9 months ago. Spent a lot of many hours here. She is missed greatly. I think about her every day. She was funny as heck, man. Holy smokes. Oh, man. She was a lot. She was funny as hell, though, for sure. Tommy's already out.
I knew this was going to happen.
Listen, $900 for your car, right? Yep.
They came out here and broke all my windows, broke my mirrors.
And we said that we were going to raise money to get your car repaired. Yep. And guess what? So far, we've raised about $7,000.
So your car's
total. And your car's total. So now we're going to go find you a better car.
Let's go get you a ride.
Comparable. 3 members of the board. Do we think that Tommy deserves a new car?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye. I didn't bring it up, but comparable.
Thank you. This is what standing in the breach looks like. This is what Charlie Kirk always said, but the problem is you have to be able to stand there and not let them push back on you. This is what we do. We take care of patriots, and we will continue doing so.
We're gonna go across the street to this.
He got arrested last night, but he's released already. Yeah, the knife. Oh yeah, I forgot to slow it down to look for that. But I believe you guys. Multiple people have said that, so I totally believe it. Wish I had my vape though, but it's okay. It's better I don't. And he had bear mace? What the hedge? Did he have a freaking AK-47 too? And maybe a javelin? A handheld javelin or something? He had all the things. Maybe a glow he'll drop me a vape. You never know. No, this phone's dead. Good thing I have 1 million batteries. Batteries. Hook the batteries together. 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 Batteries. Hey, brother. You want to have a spare battery? Legal fees on any new car? Oh, hell yeah. That's excellent. That's right, CJ Woot. You're welcome. Holy moly. That was a mega sneeze. Guess we know where the beer store is at too later on tonight. It's the most important thing. We gotta know our layout. Hey, pissed off Canuck, how you doing? Hey Marvin, thank you for being here.